Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a blueprint that can literally transform your workplace from the inside out. It's called a cultural audit. And believe me, it is one powerful tool for building a better company.
Okay, so to really get why a cultural audit is so important, we have to start with the thing it's trying to measure, and that's this invisible force we call workplace culture.
This right here is the million-dollar question that so many leaders just can't answer. And why is that? Well, it's because culture often feels so intangible. It's this invisible force that's just kind of there. You can feel the vibe, for sure, but you can't always put your finger on what's really driving it.
But make no mistake. Just because you can't neatly tuck it into a spreadsheet doesn't mean it isn't hitting your bottom line. Actually, this invisible force is often the one thing that separates those thriving, innovative businesses from the ones that seem to be constantly struggling.
So what are we really talking about when we say culture? Well, at its core, you can think of it as the unwritten rule book of a company. It's that whole collection of shared values, the behaviors everyone accepts, and all the social norms that dictate how work actually gets done.
And it's so important to realize just how deep this stuff runs. Culture is not just some mission statement hanging on a wall. Nope, it's baked into everything. From the way leaders lead at the very top, all the way down to the stories employees tell each other, and even how you get recognized for your work.
Okay, so if culture is this huge, invisible force, how in the world do you actually manage it? Well, that's exactly where the cultural audit comes in. It's a tool designed to make the invisible visible.
Think of a cultural audit as a health check for your organization. It's a formal, really structured process that takes a snapshot of your culture right now and asks a super important question. Is the way we operate actually helping us reach our goals?
And this is exactly why an audit is so valuable. It moves you from just guessing to actually having a data-driven approach. It gives you concrete evidence to spot risks, to see where engagement is falling short, and to justify spending the time and money to make real, meaningful changes.
So how does it actually work? Well, thankfully, it's not just some vague concept. It's a pretty clear process that's broken down into 3 logical stages.
This 3-stage journey is really designed to take you all the way from just gathering information to really understanding what it all means, and then finally to creating an actual, actionable plan for the future. All right, stage 1 is all about collecting data. The goal here is simple. Get a full 360-degree view of your culture. You want to get information from every possible angle so you have a truly honest picture of what's going on. And you can use a whole toolbox of methods to do this. We're talking about a desktop review of stuff like employee handbooks and social media, but also getting that direct feedback through focus groups and, this one's crucial, anonymous surveys. They're key to getting those authentic, unfiltered responses. The really critical part is asking the right questions. You have to get beneath the surface-level stuff. A question like this one, it reveals so much about psychological safety and accountability. It really uncovers the deeper layers of how your company truly operates day to day. So once you have all that data, the analysis stage kicks in. This is where you bring it all together into a structured, balanced report. And it's vital to highlight both the good stuff and the areas that need work, all without pointing fingers. And to make sense of everything, organizing the findings into themes like these is incredibly effective. It helps you go from what feels like a mountain of raw data to clear, identifiable patterns. It shows you exactly where the real issues and strengths are hiding. This last stage, it's the most critical one. All the data and analysis in the world doesn't mean a thing if you don't do anything with it. This is where you build that bridge from understanding the problem to actively fixing it.
So let's take a closer look at how these recommendations create a really clear and practical roadmap for what comes next.
The main goal here is to clearly define 2 things. First, where you are right now, based directly on what the audit found, and second, where you want to be in the future. This simple side-by-side comparison creates a really powerful vision and makes the path forward so much clearer.
Now, a successful plan isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It's got to have a mix. You need those immediate, visible actions, we call them quick wins, to build trust and momentum. But you also have to have the bigger, long-term initiatives that are needed for that deep, lasting change.
So, after going through this whole process, what do you actually have at the end of it? What's the final result?
That final audit report becomes your detailed guide. It's your blueprint, and it's something that should be shared transparently with all of your employees.
Being open about what you found and what you plan to do is absolutely essential for building the trust you need to make change stick.
And ultimately, this is why it all matters so much. Investing in your culture isn't some soft initiative. It is a direct investment in your business's success and its ability to bounce back. In today's competitive world, it might just be your single greatest advantage.
So, I'll leave you with this question. What's the one thing you wish you knew about your company's culture? Asking that question is the very first step. A cultural audit is the tool that helps you find the answer and build a much better workplace because of it.